We've got a long ways to go. And today, I want us talking about your dreams and the steps it takes to get there. I mean, we're here in July, and we're going to work through summer. We got July and August. And then kids go back to school, and we'll have Dash. Looking to see who's going to be Dash. Anybody here? All right. And, we got a cruise coming up. Anyone going to be on the cruise? Excellent. But I'll tell you this. We've got plans for the end of this year. We've got some great plans. We're going to introduce something new this fall that's going to help take your business to get through this speech. You got to be on a whole different level. I had 3 bottles of energy drink, so you got to get people with me. So we're going to take your business this year to a whole nother level. All right, now we're starting to connect. You hear me up there? You can hear me up there. Let me hear you say, "Oh." I like that. That group's ready. How about you guys way back there? You ready? It's really hard, but you have to work at this and it works. You kind of got to have that cocky, arrogant look in a Shumble way. Shumble meaning super humble. So, you guys ready to blow it up? All right. You didn't let me down. We're going to bring it this rest of this year. I mean, 2015 is going to change lives. And I'm hoping it's every one of you. Every one of you. You know, Cindy and I were talking. We walked out here before anybody was in here. And we were looking at every chair and going, these chairs are going to be filled with a person that has their own story. Their own story, their own dreams, their own hopes, their own desires. And you got to see a few of them up here on stage. I love the ambassadors. We had half of them today, half tomorrow. But they came up here, and every one of them had sat up there at some point and said, I'm going to ambassador. Anybody feeling that today? All right, so we buy 9. Okay, so who does that? All right, so we all I could think about was I can't wait to take our team to the island. And of course, being a coach, I was thinking this. I was thinking, all right, we'll run a promotion, see who wants to go to the island. But then I started thinking, what would be really cool? It'll be whoever's the first ones there, have some fun with it. But then it's going to be letting some leaders earn that right that they can take their team to the island. You guys think you can come up with a promotion to maybe take 8 or 10 of your best producers, best friends? You know what? The story doesn't really start with that island. I'm going to take, I hate this, but I'm going to take you back to our beginning, my beginning. Some of you know our story. I mean, before it works, I was a high school math teacher and a basketball coach. And when you see those pictures, hey, you're going to be standing up here looking back at pictures someday. You wait. That guy right there wasn't thinking about owning an island. That guy right there was coaching basketball. Cindy was at home with our 3 kids. I didn't dream about owning a golf course. You know, Michael brought a few friends out there this week, some ambassadors, people, and so we just closed the course down. And they said, you're going to close the course down? I said, yeah. You know why? They said, why? I said, because we can. we had 24 golfers on the course that was just, it works. You know, that's special when you do those things. But that wasn't one of my dreams back then. You know, owning a ranch. We've had a few of you out at the ranch and swamp bugging and quad running through the swamps of Florida, which is beautiful. But we didn't have those dreams then. Our dream was, like you've heard today from many other people, our dream was $500 a month. I was sitting in a room just like this with another company, never have heard of network marketing, and I'm sitting there And I'm trying to imagine if this would work for me and I could make $500 a month, how much stress it could take off into the month. How much stress it could take off Cindy and I. And I know many of you are sitting here with those same thoughts. You're saying, man, $500. We weren't thinking of an audience. We were thinking of just how to get ahead of our own life. Anyone feeling like that right now up here? Anyone really thinking $500? That's why we came over that Ruby bonus, because we knew statistically $500 what that could mean in someone's budget right there. If you're looking for an extra $500 a month, or you're feeling like that, I want to tell you, your past will not control your future. Anything that's gone on in the past, you got to drop it today, and we're going to start focusing on some dreams, and we're going to start focusing on moving toward those goals. You know why it's great to have a dream? Because you know where you're going. You know, I always thought it was strange. I didn't know why I did this. I would tell people my dreams. And I'm like, that's dumb. Now I got to do it. And some of you VIPs know that. 'Cause I remember when we were in Grand Rapids, Michigan, I said, we're going to move the company to Florida. I'll never forget, I still tell that story. We ran a leadership conference. Blair knows it's coming. We ran a leadership conference in January at our home in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Blair looked at me like I was crazy and he was moving to Alaska. He never left my living room. He put on some slippers from my closet and was afraid to go out. And I said, wow, people don't like to come here in the winter. And so it started forming that dream of what if we moved the company to a destination place that people want to come to. And we picked this area. And I remember people saying to me, wow, if you really move that company to Florida, if you really buy a golf course, I'll drive the bus down there. I'll tell everybody to get on. Those people didn't come. You know what? We had a dream, and they were like, oh yeah, when the rubber met the road, they didn't come. Now who did come was 25 of our management team, people that worked for us. They said, let's do it. Let's do it. Wow, I didn't really put that picture up. Have you put that picture up? This is my favorite family photo. Tammy, Tyler, Kinsey. Here's Kinsey. She got her tongue out. Isn't she cute? She got her tongue out there. My favorite dog in the world, Cindy and I. Those hair were popular back then. That much hair. We were not trendsetting at that moment. But even then, we were setting that dream. You know, when I sat in the room here, and Cindy told the ambassadors that were speaking today this, they said, every one of you, there'll be someone sitting up there that relates to you. We sat in that room thinking, could we make $500? And there was a couple came across stage, and he was a basketball coach. And man, I zoned out everything else and was focusing right on that guy. And all I could think about was, man, if he can do it, I think I can. You know, I was looking at him, I watched the way he walked, I watched what he's doing. I think I can do that. And I started with that. How many in here have done their dream board already? Who's done it? Okay. Thank you, because to me, that's so important. That's part of our DNA. It was so important that when we designed our new office building, I had a whole wall made to just be a dream board. And if you've been in my office, you've seen that. And I keep things on it that I want to do. I keep things on it that were important parts of us getting here. I would not ask you to do something that I don't do, that our whole team doesn't do. That island was on the dream board for a while, 3 years ago. And, you know, twice I thought, oh, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. It actually came by us a third time. And I was like, all right, wow. You know, sometimes God just kicks you, but he brought it back to us this time. This is ours. And then we didn't get it. And I was confused at the time. I'm like, I actually kind of mourned it a little bit. I was like, doggone it, that was going to be great. I mean, it's more Jimmy Buffett than having an island. And actually going in a different direction. I wanted something to be able to entertain when you guys came and spend some time. And we got a call. And I actually didn't take the call because I was pouting. and it was a real estate agent. I said, I want to talk to her. You know, we didn't get it. And then I listened to the message later, and the message said, they want to talk to you one more time. And in 2.5 hours, we closed the deal. And so you've got to put that in front of you and be ready. I relate this back to some of you out there sitting right now. Barbara Bozier, she's an ambassador. But she's not resting on that title. When we came out with the cruise, she went out and started gathering loyal customers, new team members, helping them build the Ruby. She's our #1 cruise winner for this cruise. That's lead by example. Courtney's a double diamond. Courtney's not in the VIP section. She didn't say, I'm not a VIP, no way I could be. She's #2 in the cruise point right now. Any executives in the room? Any executives out here? How about this one? Deanna. Where's Deanna? Deanna is also an executive. She's focused. She's committed. She says, I'm changing my life. You know, they dreamed this. They didn't just get up and say, huh, they dreamed it. They put it on their dream board. I bet you they're already thinking about their cabin and who they're taking with them. I'm saying their spouses, you better behave because I can take someone else. But they've got a whole cabin. They're thinking about it and ready to take to another level. They see themselves in there. My goal when I first started in this industry was $500. $500 for my family. I truly believe when I was sitting in that room that day, seeing so many people on stage, that I could make that $500. I could go part-time and make $500. But I got to be honest, in the back of my mind, I really was thinking, could I be one of those that went full-time? Could I make enough money to really go full-time? And when Cindy and I decided we could go full-time, just like many of you, we'd had a career, we'd gone to college for that career, you know, we had to tell family and people, and we wondered what they would think. And yet, I look back now and go, it was the most great time of our lives. It gave us our freedom. And I used to worry about things like, I wonder what people are thinking. And I realized none of them were paying our bills. None of them were there at the end of the month to chip in. But we worried about that. You know, after we went full-time, I started dreaming, what if we could be financially free? What if we could pay off our credit cards? Cindy and I, we picked a credit card and we started applying money towards that. And then we cut them up. We would get our commissions checks and we would literally high-five each other. We'd be like, whoa, this is awesome. And we slowly were paying off credit cards. Then the money grew, like many of yours. And all of a sudden, we paid our house off. When we first started, we had a 30-year mortgage. We never dreamed the house was going to be paid off. I'll tell you this. Because our house is paid off, you sleep better and the house is paid for. When you don't owe someone else, there's not pressure on you. You know, I look back and think in our early years, Cindy and I were high school sweethearts. In our early years, when we fought, it was usually over money. Stress of money. It wasn't our relationship. It was the outside pressure of trying to pay those bills, working all day, doing another job, trying to figure out how you're going to do it, and you were exhausted. And sometimes words would come out that you knew you didn't mean, but you were just tired. That's how your dreams go in steps. Your dreams, they'll start with something, they'll keep growing. You know, after financially free, after starting at work, is when I started talking and thinking about, why not run a company out of a golf course? Why not build your company headquarters on a marina? Why do you have to have elevators? Why not have a slide? Why have walls, have glass walls that you can look out and see the water anytime you want to? Why not buy an island? Do you believe in your dreams right now? Do you really? I'll be honest with you, a lot of people didn't believe in mine. I found out when I was saying I'm going to move the company to Florida, and they said, yeah, I'm with you. I didn't know they really did believe until we got ready to come, and they went, whoa, 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 you're serious. People will tell you, I don't think you can do that. I've seen you back at this age. I've seen you before. You can't worry about the past. You got to be focused here. You can't worry about what other people, you will face battles. But if those dreams are in front of you and they're worth it, they'll be worth fighting for. We had people even with it works. Doug Mooney's sitting down here. Doug called me in one time and said, how long are you keep pouring money into it? You're my buddy. I don't want you to bury yourselves. And our team, as a team, said, you know what, we got to fight through it. We got to have the faith, we got to fight, and we got to stay the course. I look now and think of all the lives that could maybe not be changed if we had quit on our dreams. And yet, when you have it, whether it's a few $100s a month, or whether it's a dream to go full time, or to bring a spouse home, the number one thing is you can't ever give up. You don't give up, and you can't give up. Here's an example of a couple not giving up. Joe and Stephanie. Where are you, Joe and Stephanie? They told me at conference, we're getting Black Diamond done this year. And they're working very hard towards that. But Steph didn't stop there. I thought that was it. She said, I'm going to be Black Diamond. I said, okay, and I was going to walk away. And she goes, oh. And she goes, we want to be number one this year. And I was thinking through that, and I remember Rusty. Rusty's here. Rusty was number one for quite a few years. Our first person to really jump up there and income. And then Cammie and Nathan, they had like a stranglehold on it for the last 5 years. And I remember last year, Madra was like, I want to be number one. She put it out there. When you put your dreams out, there are going to be people that go, what if you don't do it? So what? What if they were number two, but they took it all the way to the kind of money they're making? And they put that out there, and for the last couple of months, they've been number one. So that's all. So that every one of you sitting up there realize if that's your goal, if that's what you want to do, you can do that. I met Steph for the first time at a conference where she was in the very back of the room, and she didn't say, hi, nice to meet you. She said, I'll never be back here again. I'll be up front where people know who I am. I mean, that was my first meeting, 5, 6, I don't even know how many years ago now. And I'm like, okay. And she said, and I can beat you in one-on-one. I'm like, okay, you cannot beat me in that one-on-one. But I like the gumption there. There's a lot of people here that have what it takes. You know what I love about what we do here? Is we make the impossible possible and the uncommon common. That's what we do. I want you dreaming. One of the greatest things this year, one of the greatest experiences, and I love it, Tyler had asked me to a meeting with some of his people, and a lady pulled me aside afterward, and she said, Mark, I just want to thank you that we're dreaming again. I am dreaming again. She goes, I'm a single mom. I don't remember how many kids, 3, 4 kids. And she said, I had quit dreaming. She said, life is tough, man. I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to get to the end of the month. I'm trying to pay the bills. She goes, I wasn't dreaming. She said, but what I didn't realize was because I wasn't dreaming, my kids weren't dreaming. And she said, I want to tell you right now, I am dreaming again, and my kids are dreaming. And I thought to myself, what is it that you guys want? Do you want a legacy that your kids don't dream? Or do you want a legacy that they dream, and they dream big because they've watched what you do? Are you ready to have a legacy of being dreamers? Marketing team showed this is in your downloads. We put it in our kits. It's out there. How many have filled out that dream board? If you haven't, I'm encouraging you to fill that out. I want families that are dreaming. I want families that are dreaming together.
You won't make any announcement, okay?
That's taking it too long. If you're going to dream big, you're going to have to be able to say that with attitude. So, fill out your dream board today, and then I want you taking it to You see that guy? He wasn't dreaming he could own an island. He was dreaming for $500 a month. I remember that day. I call it decision day. I sat back there in a chair next to Cindy going, what if we could do this? What if it worked? We made a decision that day that we were going for it. I want you guys making that same decision. Now you're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to fight for your dreams. They aren't going to just, you decide today, you know what, I'm doing that, and it happens. You're going to go on a mission. You know, pull your phone out for a minute. Pull your phone. Hold it for a second. I want you, if you haven't dreamed, if you haven't filled out the dream board, I want you making a decision today that you're going to go home and do that. I tell you, we did it as a family. We let our kids tell us some of their dreams. And we would check it off and come back. You know, the greatest, most fun I had one time was calling the kids for a family meeting. They're wondering who did what, who got in trouble. And I said, guys, we did all the things that you put on our dream board. We got to re-dream. What else do you want to do? You know the legacy that can leave? Having your families dreaming with you and seeing those things come true. If you've been afraid to dream, today you're going to make a decision to dream. And I'm going to keep dreaming bigger. I'm going to keep surprising you. I'm going to keep buying islands. So I'm challenging you guys today to make a decision that you're going to dream bigger. That you're going to talk to your spouses, you're going to talk to your families, and you're going to say, we got this. Let's dream bigger. You ready to do that? We're going to take a selfie right now. I want a selfie. You ready? Now, and it works. We do things a lot different. We always take things to a whole nother level. And so this selfie, the reason we're taking it is I want you knowing we're not looking to the past. And this picture we're about to take a selfie of will be the last time, if you haven't dreamed, you say, that day, I made a decision, I'm dreaming again. I'm going to fill out my dream board, and if your dreams haven't been big enough because you've been afraid, then if you put it out there, other people that don't pay your bills, other people that don't make your decision for you might make fun, that you don't care. But we're not going to take a normal selfie. What we're going to do is we're going to call it an It Works. You're going to have the It Works fight. We're going to have a fighting face selfie. And here's what it's going to look like. You're going to have one arm that you're going to make up, and then you've got to have a fighting face. A face, well, Mike, that really looks like a fighting face. A face that says, I got this dream and nothing's going to get in my way. So take your selfie right now.